What's happening, everybody? Yesterday, I cried some real tears. I'm talking about that ugly cry. I was just listening to some old gospel music while I was working, and I don't know, something just came up over me, and I missed my grandparents so much. And in that moment, I had the questions. Like I had the questions of God, why them? I was in my feelings. And like I say, if you've been watching me for a while, I always say I give myself 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm in my feelings, I'm crying. I'm just like, I missed him so much physically. At the 16-minute mark, I got up out of it and I felt better. And I'm saying all of that to say this. There's people out there that think that tears are a form of weakness, namely with men. Talk to a lot of people and they always say, man, I ain't cried in years. Well, that's why you messed up. Like I be talking to some people, they be like, I ain't cried in about 15 years. And then I look at their everyday life and I'm like, I can see it. I can see it because a lot of people think of tears as a form of weakness. And I'll do you another step further. In the church, a lot of times people feel as if, being vulnerable is a sign that you have no faith. And to me, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a scholar, but to me, I think that's farthest from the truth. We are all spiritual beings having human experience. So we have these different emotions. The key is never to stay there. I believe that a lot of times there's so many people, we got that show called The Walking Dead. There's a lot of people that's The Walking Dead, literally, because they are stuck in moments. They're stuck and they don't know how to get out of that situation because they have been taught that being vulnerable is a sign of weakness. To me, I believe that if you can't properly articulate how you feel, that's a weakness. I believe that if you can't have a good cry, that's a weakness. I mean, that's what I truly believe. And I believe that we have all of these people that's walking in the world amongst us that don't know how to properly articulate how they feel, but they got a gun in their hand. So now a simple argument turns into a shootout because there's a lot of people that are walking dead. I try to teach my kids, say how you feel. Say how you feel. Because if you can't get it out, it festers inside of you. Now you 20 plus, you still hung up on something that happened to you when you was 14. And you don't even realize it, but everything that you do is based upon what happened to you at 13. Listen, we all have stories. I have a story. And when I look back over my life, sometimes we fall into these, these feelings that we be like, God, I just need you to show up. God, just send me a sign. Sometimes you are the sign. Sometimes you are the sign because when I look back over my life and the things that I have went through, the things that I'm going through, sometimes I sit back and I be like, you know what, God, I thank you. If you don't do nothing else for me, I'm able to get up in my right mind. And until you know people that don't get up in their right mind, you don't know how much a blessing that is. I have surgery next week. And I'm at the stage now to where I'm like, God, I just got faith. Like, I just got faith it's going to be what it's going to be. But, normal time I'd be calling my grandfather right now and he would just be praying for me. And he'd go to the church, tell everybody to pray for me. But like I say in a lot of my videos, I had to learn to start praying for myself. I had to do that. So him passing, although, it hurt me, it still hurts me to this day. My grandmother not being here still hurts me, 2024, lost both of them. But even in death, God has a message. Even in death, God has a message because everything that I was taught, boom, had to kick in gear. And I'm saying this video, this might not, hit everybody the way that the other videos do, but somebody out there right now has woke up and they are in a state of, I don't know what to do. I have faith, but I still have worries. But then I've been told that if I have faith, why do I worry? So you're caught in this place of, you like, I want to be right, but this, that, and other is happening. Listen, let me tell you something. That is when God is trying to talk to you the most. Whenever you feel like you are just a ship that's just with no direction, that's when God is trying to tap on your shoulder. And the problem is sometimes when people get into that way, you lean on to people that's going to take you off course. I do these videos and I'm not, like I said, I'm not a pastor. I'm not none of that type of stuff. But I believe that sometimes God will sprinkle a little something in a package that you don't think that it should come in. And that might be the very thing that blesses your life. You think that it's, going to be somebody of great stature and this, that, and other. And guess what? It might be little old me. So on this Friday, my message, my task for you to do is, are you being honest? Are you being honest with yourself? See, a lot of times you find yourself in these positions, you put yourself there. But the cold part about it is God still gives you opportunity because you up this morning. You have wiggled your way into some quicksand, but God woke you up this morning. So he's saying, here's another chance to get it right. So what you going to do with that? It's 24 hours in a day. Half of that time, people are so focused on what everybody else got going on and how God has blessed them that you forget your many blessings. You woke up in your right mind. I said this earlier, until you know somebody who don't wake up in their right mind, and the crazy part about it is they don't know that they ain't in their right mind. So I hope this video has blessed somebody out there that's really going through it and going through it to a point to where they feel like they can't tell nobody else. See, sometimes you are the person that everybody comes to. You are the person that always has the great advice. So sometimes when you're struggling, you find it hard to reach out to someone because you want to maintain your stature. For me, my scars are visible. You can see all my scars, you can see all my flaws because I want to be able to be the person that if you come to me and you be like, listen, man, I'm just going through some whatever you do, what you think I should do. But I also want to be the type of person that says, hey, listen, I too am going through this. Let's grow through this together. Y'all have a blessed day.